Welcome to Slutty Book Club, a feminist comedy book review for people who French braid their pubic hair.
Welcome to Slutty Book Club. Today we'll be reviewing The Rabbit Who Wants to Fall Asleep by Carl-Johan Forssén Ehrlin. So let's bring in the books. So Nikki,
Hey Sarah.
what'd you think about this bookalicious?
Well, for starters, it's kind of hurting my wrist.
This book is a special book because it is intended to help you fall asleep. And it comes with special instructions, like sometimes I'll have to read bold text, emphasize, and sometimes I'll have to read italic text, slowly and softly. The story is about a small hare, like a rabbit, not like a pube, named Roger, who can't fall asleep even though he's sleepy. Hashtag first world problems. So his mom schleps him to see his wizard Uncle Jan, who allegedly helps children and rabbits fall asleep, which sounds like a very questionable profession to me. Along the way, Roger meets a drunk snail and an owl who just smoked a fat doobie, but they're really of no help because they're all messed up from partying and Roger's just not in that place. So he continues forth to Uncle Jan, who sprinkles his invisible magic sleeping powder on Roger, which sounds a lot like Rufalin, causing Roger and you to finally return home and go to sleep. Or die! We don't actually know if Roger ever wakes up. The end.
Sarah, I'm scared.
Go to sleep!
Let me start by saying I generally love everything that comes out of Sweden. IKEA, Lucas Moodysson, Let the Right One In, ABBA.
Ooh, Swedish berries and fish.
Yeah, all those things. Great. This book? I don't know.
It was hilarious though. It was probably the funniest children's book I've ever read in my entire life.
Intentionally funny. There's a disclaimer at the beginning of the book that even though the book promises to put your child to sleep, it can't really make any official promises. But it also won't be responsible for the outcome of reading this book to your child. Like, what does that mean? Like, this book could turn your kid into a serial killer? Like, it's actually saying, hey man, if something weird happens,
There's also a warning to never read the book out loud to someone operating heavy machinery, and I can't tell if it's a joke or not.
The book also says it's intended to help kids fall asleep in school. So if anyone watching this is taking stats or any boring class,
Nap time.
oh.
In the first few pages, all of a sudden, they start calling Roger Rabbit, which by the way, unique name, but they start calling him the Roger, like he's the situation from Jersey Shore.
And also the mother rabbit, what's her name? Mommy Rabbit.
Mommy
You
Rabbit.
can tell this guy isn't really a real writer.
The thing about this book that was also really strange was that there was no moral. It was basically like, if you can't sleep, find a family friend that has good prescription drugs and it'll knock you the fuck out.
Yeah, the heavy-eyed owl is this owl. He looks like the local heroin dealer. Let's get a little photo of the heavy-eyed owl. If this doesn't look like a pimp/heroin dealer,
Can we talk about the snail that's secretly he's like the Benjamin Button of snails.
that photo, I looked at this picture for probably an hour just tripping balls. Like, this is the kind of image you see when you are fucking hallucinating.
The emphasizing of the bolded text makes no sense to make someone fall asleep. So let me just read you a passage. Tell me if
Please
you're
read me
starting
a
to
passage.
fluff. You are relaxing deeply. Now, you are letting your eyelids be as heavy as they are just before you fall asleep now.
No, obviously, it's not relaxing. Can we also talk about how Uncle Jan is described as the world's kindest wizard? Because that is impossible, because that was Prince and he is gone now. Rest in peace. Later in the book, Roger Rabbit walks past Uncle Jan's house and there's a sign which in half small letters and half capitals says, I can make anyone fall asleep. And at that point, I started thinking, Roger, don't go in that house. Bill Cosby lives there. Run away, Roger.
So it didn't work on us, but do you think it would actually work on a child?
I suspect, hell no, but I absolutely support the scientific testing of this book.
Let's try it out.
To science! Da, 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 da. I think we should take a look at the pictures in The Rabbit Who Wants to Fall Asleep and see what's happening here. What's happening here?
Who is this? Who is this rabbit? Who's
Well,
this guy?
This one is Roger.
There he is.
Yeah. And that is Roger talking to his mom. What is that?
Snail.
An old man snail.
And what's that? Roger.
He says, relax your feet, relax your legs. And he says, relax your arms.
I'm not sleepy at all.
No, not at all. Is this book making you excited?
Yes.
Relax your head and allow your eyelids to be heavy. There is a disclaimer that they can't be held responsible for anything weird that happens to your kid.
So good.
I'm just being mental.
You're just being mental.
Open up the story.
You want me to open the story?
I'm just gonna go mental.
Once inside, he saw his siblings and Daddy Rabbit laying in their beds, sleeping well. Roger walked slowly to his bed to sleep now. So tired, so tired. Yawn. So what we've realized about this book is that when you read it to children, they go crazy, and then it actually makes the reader fall asleep.
Because it's so exhausting to deal with a child who's losing their fucking minds. I just want ice cream and a nap. Do you?
I just want a
I
nap.
just want a nap on your boobies.
So this is the part of the show where we decide whether or not the book goes inside of our boxes. What do you think? Saltzy.
Well, Stocky, I feel like I really did not like this book as a children's book. It's like, what the fuck is this clown doing? However, if you are an adult and you want to smoke a little of the juicy grassy, then I think you should read it. So I'm gonna say not in the boxes of children, but definitely in the boxes of adults who responsibly use substances.
This goes inside of my box because it's fucking hilarious. And if you have a child and it works on your child,
If you're a parent, do you want to accept the responsibility of a book that says if anything weird happens, don't blame the book? If you liked what you saw today, or if you didn't like what you saw today, now would be a good time to STD.
meaning subscribe, tell your friends, and discuss in the comments below.
Now! Sleep.
Sleep now.
And discuss now!
Falling asleep, sleep.
Leave a comment.
Sleep now.
Comment now!
Rabbit, sleep.
Share with friends.
Drugs.
Make numbers go up on views for us. Was that too desperate?
No, I liked it. So this is the part of the book where we decide whether or not...
Part of the show.
So this is the part of the show. The story, however, is about a small hair, like a rabbit, not like a pube, named Roger. And he can't fall asleep even though he's sleepy.
Sorry.
Come on.